Certainly, outsiders have presumed biblical origins of oceanic peoples since William Dampier's voyages in the 17th century.
Mm-hmm.
Early Christian missionaries translated parts of the Old and New Testaments into Pacific languages in their project to convert Pacific peoples, often educated in biblical Hebrew and Greek. Christian missionaries sometimes commented on the apparent similarities between Hebrew and Pacific languages, and some, like adventurers before them, surmised that Pacific Islanders had a Semitic background.
So essentially, just like what we studied in part one, there are a lot of words within the Maori, Hawaiian, Samoan, and Tongan language that translates very well over into the Hebrew. A lot of words that means the exact same thing. So essentially, what they were finding in the translation of the biblical text into the Pacific languages is that the languages, the Semitic languages in the Hawaiian or Samoan, whatever language it might be in the Pacific Islands, the languages were extremely similar, right? We studied certain words in part one that showed how these two languages came together, how they mesh, right? Now, essentially what the consensus is starting to become among scholars is that it shows that scholars, missionaries, and adventurers knew that the Pacific Islanders were of some form of Israelitish origin, meaning that they were already of the mind that South Pacific Islanders were Israelites, right? This is why South Pacific Islanders have become a target of different denominations, whether it be the Mormon Church, whether it be the Jewish community that targets the South Pacific Islanders as Israelites in particular, because there's not very many other nations that have as much history linked back to Israelites as the South Pacific Islanders do, right? So essentially the South Pacific Islanders have been pegged as Israelites just about as long as any other nation outside of the Native Americans, right? Let's continue there.